Yeah, 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 yeah. Looks like everything's good. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a fine Tuesday. Excuse me. Hope you are having a fine Tuesday. Yeah, I decided to try out a different format today. I'm very wary of this format, mostly because I don't understand why it exists. But still interested to see how it plays out. For those not familiar, within the last while here on MTGA, they released a set called Amonkhet Remastered, which I don't quite understand the reasoning behind. Basically, Amonkhet Remastered is taking Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, the two sets that make up the block, cutting out a quarter of the cards, a fifth of the cards, adding in a bunch of random cards, and calling it a set. And it's very confusing to me. So, the big ones to me is that there's actually a lot of, like, they did this, like, two things. Number one, Amonkhet was on MTGA. Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation were one of the first draftable formats. They were horrible because the bots at that time didn't understand how the black-white zombie synergy worked at all, and it was a terrible draft format because basically everybody was playing black-white zombies because the bots didn't understand how to do that because the bots were very new. Obviously, they didn't get any better, but second, we've kind of already done this like remastered thing in the past. We did Tempest Remastered on MTGO years back, and it also kind of failed. Like it was not very good. I don't know. So I know I'm sort of getting ahead of myself on this, but to get my immediate problem out of the way, there's only one Torment in the set. Come on. Come on. Where's Torment of Scarabs? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway. So, once this loads up. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do a draft with this. This is going to be a human draft in a best of one, 7 wins, 3 losses bit. I really wish they would find a word other than match losses because that's not correct. Never has been. What does Torment do? Is why is it good for the format? The other Torments were very good black cards for the limited format. The common Torment was a good limited removal spell that was usually some form of 2-for-1, and the uncommon was a card you could slam down on 4 or 5 and then just slowly drain out your opponent. Anyway, so let's see how this is. Like I said, so this is a draft of 3 packs of like a repackaged Amonkhet. This is Amonkhet plus Hour of Devastation plus I think a dozen random cards. I say random, but they're not. Obviously, they were picked. But they feel sort of at random. I'll point them out if we run into them. We may not. Alright, Gideon's Intervention is, I think, just choose a spell. It doesn't work. Or choose a card. It fails to function. Yeah, your opponent can't cast them. And then, alright, Deem Worthy is a nice one. Final Reward's a little expensive. It's like Deem Worthy, but like... without the cycling, but with exiling. Gustwalker is one of the premium white commons in this set. It is a effective 3/3 flyer. It attacks every other turn. It's the other white card I like. I like Deem Worthy. I like... I'm okay on real form. I'm not huge on that, actually. Signed Wonder Naga wants you to is one of the desert likers, and you see these desert cyclings. I'm thinking between Deem Worthy, Gust Walker, and like maybe Riddle Form. Let's go with the Deem Worthy on this and see how red plays out. Open Fire. That's a nice red one to see. This is like reasonable. One thing you'll know about this set is a -1/-1 counter set. In Magic over the last decade plus. It's been a long ass time. Standard legal sets are either -1/-1 counters or +1/+1 counters, so that you don't have the confusion of both. This card's really cool. That's why I'm kind of pointing at it. I like Open Fire, though. This leaves me in a good position. I don't like picking a double. Blur of Blades is fine. I don't like bringing a double-colored card at pick 2, especially when it's off with my first one. That seems like a very poor direction to try to draft. We have a rare missing in here, so that doesn't tell us much about what's going on. We're going to be piling up. That's fine. This is the Copier. Sure. Catcher's Avenger is Exert for... doesn't take damage? Yeah, it doesn't take damage. I remember Wasteland Scorpion getting work done. This one exerts. Exert is like you attack, like when it attacks. Exert can happen on other things, but it makes it so it doesn't untap for a turn. I don't like Overwhelm very much. This card doesn't do anything. Watchful Naga's fine. Vizier of the Tumbler is a ramp piece. That's actually kind of funky. I don't dislike Oketra's Avenger, and I kind of like the... I'm always a fan of Boros aggro. That never gets old. I don't know. My gut tells me this Vizier, Dread Wanderer. Let's cast a... okay, so this is like the... it gets... Ooh, hey, here we go. Nefkrop Entangler is actually quite nice. This attacks as a 3/3 trampler. Again, the white in here isn't very good. Seen a lot of deserts for cycling. Festering Mummy's fine. Dread Wanderer is okay. The desert stuff's nice, but not high enough. So the thing with the Nefkrop Entangler, the reason I like the Vizier has like both cycle on tap and tap on tap, tap on tap, which can get around Exert a lot easier. So keep that rolling. Ooh, wait, this sucks. Shit. But it's bad. Also, it's formatted weirdly. I mean, obviously, you can't format it the way you'd want to. Maybe I just take the Entangler. Yeah, this card just kind of sucks, huh? So it's a spell bolt, the feedback bolt from Rav Block, and then attached to like a fork. Just like fine, I guess. Vitalist is really good. That's good ramp. I like more Entanglers. I like, and the white doesn't look very good in here. Red obviously is looking nice. This is Embalm. That's fine. Some Firebrand Archers. One's the prowess, damage each opponent. You are the... okay, one. Maybe the Evolving Wilds. Bitterbow Sharpshooters is also fine. Discard card, Terrifier Mills 3. Whoa, wow, that's expensive. Wow, I did not remember how many just kind of like poor cards are in here. Evolving Wilds doesn't feel bad. I know we only have one color right now, but obviously... ooh, Cartouche of Strength. Now that... hoofa. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel that. That might be a little better than anything else we've seen. Cartouche of Strength is +1/+1 trample fight. And the Cartouches work with the Trials, which we haven't seen. As a way to, alright, Quarry Hauler, that's the, Cartouche of Zeal, Strength. Okay, I don't... This one's okay. We need more creatures right now. Like, the cartridges get better if we actually have the trials. The green trial and the red trial are both pretty good from memory. I'll grab the Quarry Hauler. I don't like the red cartouche. It's just not... Wow, Riddle Form still hanging out here. Sidewinder Naga. Okay, I think this is... Riddle Form would be a really nice one here, too. Not unreasonable, but I kind of like the idea of... The cartouche of Strength tells me I like green at this point. Winds of Rebuke is also nice. I don't like the mill on it. Milling your opponent in this format's really bad. In the sense that there's a lot of ways that can backfire on your ass. Like, a lot. Wow, nobody's in blue here. Let's put this as here and a couple... Mill is only good if you're actually killing your opponent with it, because there's a pretty large mechanic in this set that's wow. Okay, well, Magma Spray is good. Embalm is one of two mechanics that basically do the same thing, in that they let you cast the creature from the yard. Embalm lets you cast it as the creature it is. Eternalize lets you cast it as a 4/4. Obviously, the Eternalize costs are generally higher. Cartouche of Knowledge is also one of the best commons from memory. This is very much like that 3-drop Rousing Reed in the most recent core set, but a little cheaper and draw 1 instead of draw 2. Fine with Magma Spray, that one gets real. Not much else in here. Bone Picker is really annoyingly good. Want to find some good... Alright, what are you? Ooh, oh, Trial of Strength. Ooh, that one's also good. Shit. Okay, so this is an FTK if I have a desert. We don't... And there's also an open fire here. Ooh, Okay. Lot of choices in this one. I'd be happy to get a lot of these cards back. So, Sand Strangler I'm not sure on because we don't have any deserts at the Mo. This is like a pseudo FTK if you do. It's a 3/3 that deals 3 damage if you have a desert or have a desert in your yard. It's really weirdly worded, but it's because of the desert cycle. The Trial is really good, especially with Cartouche Strength. Because the cartouches, playing a cartouche bounces the Trials. I'm gonna go ahead and try that. Hopefully there's enough red in here we should get something reasonable back. Azaret's Monument is the red one. I have a Doom Dissenter, look. Yeah. Hooded Brawler looks fine. Yeah, the Hazard's Monument's okay. I kind of like Hooded Brawler. Again, more offensive. We're gonna need some bigger units here. Now this is like one of the better, Exert Likers. Choose a Zeal, Puncturing Blow. Puncturing Blow is actually really cheap for that. Usually this is like a 5-drop and it doesn't have a good side effect. I think I'm okay with having one of those. We have a lot of... I feel like we have a lot of, like, removal and such. I just need the bodies to keep this rolling. And I'm okay on this cartouche. I'm not huge on it. I would like to have one, I suppose, in the deck. Another Puncturing Blow. Blue for Scry 3. Oh, okay. The way these are worded, by the way, is that the middle word between them is 2. So this is reason to believe. Start to finish. There's a lot of ones like that. Let's get some more. Are we okay on 2s? Having a little bit of evasion going our way. Tormenting Voice. I don't... Pursuit of Glory. Yeah, Mouth 2 feet. Ooh, this one's really good, by the way. That's actually kind of interesting. That means white's probably a little under picked here. Another blue cartouche, really? Goodness, if I could actually make that work, that'd be really funny. Probably with this cat, though. This thing's fine. And the untap on this is really nice with, Exert. This is a sideboard card. This is a bolus card. It's really weird. Wow. That's like pacifism. Okay. Crash through another monument. Probably pick up this stinging shot. This is something you're willing to play main deck. So yeah, blue would have been a reasonable pick here too. Wouldn't feel bad about it. Wow, all the red's gone? Or is that the next pack? Yeah, Consign to Oblivion. This one's really good too. I like this one a lot. This one's okay. I don't like that one as much. Here's all our... Okay, we can get another one of these Nefcrop Entanglers. And then... I'm taking this Cartesian Knowledge. I don't know what this is doing here. Yeah. And a Tormenting Voice I don't care about. Alright, pack 3, rare I don't care about. Open Fire again. One of the problems we're going to have with this deck is if our opponent is going large, we just don't have a lot for that. This one's just funny. It's just like, yes, okay, here's some sideboard card. Start to finish. Start to finish is really strong. It's a raise the alarm for one more, and then it's a flashbacks from the yard for Bone Splinters. Compulsory Rest is really good. This Bone Picker is incredible. Fine with more open fires. Wow. Oh, that's like a more open fire, huh? Ooh, Greater Sandworm though. And Aronis' Warrior. Aronis' Stalwart. Aronis' Stalwart is another really good trample control. Having something like this to push through is really nice. We already have 2 open fires, so I wouldn't feel bad not having a third one. This is like a Torment, but it's not. Fan Bearer's okay. I'd be fine. So yeah, let's get that worm. Champion of Wits. Oof. And now our colors are gone. Interesting. This is the card I'm afraid of, by the way. Like, this deck, we have a Deem Worthy, and that's the only thing that can deal with a Sandworm. Lethal Sting, which is a good card. And Counter Internal. There's nothing in here I want to be playing. Yeah, Doubtless Aven, which is fine if you're doing, things as a sideboard card. I'm gonna just pick the Champion of Wits. Okay, Manglehorn is nice. Oasis Ritualist is nice. There's not a lot of artifacts for Manglehorn to hit. Let's say this is again. Oh, a Gust Walker too. Remember Champion of Wits well from Arena Standard? Yeah. I don't think we're ramping. Like, we only have 1 Sandworm to ramp into, so I'm not huge on this. I'm probably okay with the Manglehorn. There's not going to be a ton of targets for this. Like, there's some, but not a lot. Okay, Struggle. This is actually nice. This one's really good. I mean, in the sense that the left side is strong. What else do we got? We got a Prowess for a Striker. We got a Cat. We got another Stalwart. So the problem here is that Survive kind of sucks. Struggle is fine, though. Struggle is just, like, damage target creature you can limit lands control, and it's an instant. That's why I like it. Thorn to Malak would be nice. We have a lot of open fires and things that, like, the Prowess could benefit from. But I like a little bit more of those. Mouth to Feed, Mouth. Exemplar Strength. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That's a good one. Wow, this is a really good pack for us. I like Mount to Feed. We can get a lot of cards out of it, especially if we do like a nice like exert and then draw bit with it. Especially because on the front side, this is a 3-mana 3/3. So Exemplar Strength's really good too if you can just throw it away somewhere. Also, this thing's plus like really, really, really annoying to fight. Yeah, this gives us reach. Rona's stalwart. Do we care about deserts? We have like one desert liker. Would not hurt to have another two. Life Goes On is like is sometimes reasonable as a sideboard card in Constructed. So like I understand its existence. I've at least seen it as a constructed sideboard card once in a while because 1 mana gain 8 in certain matches can matter. I don't really care about any of these. Sure. Ooh. Wow, I'll take another Stalwart. I like the Stalwart over the Firebrand Archer. More of these. Stinging Shots, I'm fine having like 1 in the main, not 3. That's way too much. Wow, this is actually some really good blue here. This card's really strong. In that it's like a 2/3 that like in blue and it comes back twice. It's annoying to fight. Hey, Slitherblade. 1/2 can't be blocked. Alright. So, Magma Spray, Open Fire, Deem Worthy, Puncturing Blow, and Cartouche Strength all make up our removal suite. Oh, and that's a lot of removal. And I guess the rest of the deck is just attackers, right? So, Scrapper, Stalwart, Out the Feed, Trial of Strength, Sandworm, Quarry Hauler. Quarry Hauler adds counters. You're generally trying to use this to, like, either add, -1/-1 counters or remove, or sorry, add, or, you know, like, add it to your opponents or remove from yours. If I'm playing one of those, Manglehorn may be okay. Let's get that Brute Strength in here. And the Cat. Want a Stinging Shot in the main? Maybe I want a Stinging Shot in the main. This card's really good against flyers, and like you can just cycle it for 2, which makes me feel really good about it. It kind of sucks, and like obviously in like some sort of mirror, like, because obviously we don't have a damn flyer, but like we also can't deal with any flyers. We don't have reach anywhere. So like having this is something that gives us an out to something we normally wouldn't be able to. This is best of 1. I also could probably get away with 18 lands on a deck like this. We really only need to hit 3. Really like Mouth to Feed, because Feed could draw us something like 4 cards on like an Exert turn. That'd be nice. Brute Strength is like just in here as like a way for me to like push the finishing points. I don't know if we need it with all the removal we have. It's not a good trick. $13 creatures, 14 creatures, because the bit. We're basically all 2s. Oh, 15 creatures. This is also a creature. So these 2 are creatures. 15 creatures. 2 Stinging Shots. There's Evolving Wilds. It looks like green is a little... Like, green and red are just important early, and green is a little bit more important later. There's a double red here, but that's like a 1-off. I'm worried we're a little too... Exert heavy without ways to get around the drawback. Like, we're just going to be attacking every other turn. But I like how much removal we have. I'm just worried about our about, like, our longevity. Hopefully the deck doesn't have to deal with that, right? Like, do I want 2 4/3s for 4? These are both, you know. Like, this one at least is like a mana sink if I'm late, and it can be a way to kill our opponent, like, with some reach. Quarry Hauler just kind of sucks. We don't have any main deck ways for that card to do anything at all. Yeah, I don't like that. Just want maybe another Initiate's Companion. More cats. Yeah, we have nothing that puts counters on anything. So green has a sub-theme of, like, putting -1/-1 counters on your own creatures. And then, like, you can remove them with that. The biggest one that you might remember is the Crocodile. That's like a hasty 5/4. For 4, I think. The card's real good. Yeah, I think we have to be low to the ground, and we have to use our removal to push being low to the ground, and that's the entire deck. Anything that's top end is either, like, removal, late game, or, like, 1 Sandworm for, like, a game that went too long. I don't even know if I want that. That might be antithetical to what we're doing, and I'm just cycling it a bunch. Yeah, black also has a -1/-1 theme, but green has the, like, self one. Black is obviously, you know, throw that on your opponents. And then you can, like, target them and put more counters on them. You can also, like, put brick counters on things if you really care, I guess. Alright, let's try this out. We'll see if, like, if the Sandworm comes up a little bit too much as an issue, we'll, keep it in mind. This deck just might be trying to be a little bit too aggressive to want a 7-drop at all. I say that, like, obviously, but, like, the fact that it cycles is the reason I keep it in the main. Alright. I have an opponent, right? There we go. How we feeling? I got a 2/2 and a Cartouche. I can attack with, like, the Ronus, Stalwart, and left crop Entangler, and Cartouche it. I can mouth. This looks hella good. Yeah, this looks extremely good. I'll be super happy with this. This board's weird. Y'all ready to play some SimCity? We're gonna play the Stalwart first, because the Stalwart can fight better with the Cartouche on 3. Want to play Mouth or Hooded Brawler. Feed's gonna be really nice, because this is 3-drop, this is 3, this is 3. Wow, not big enough. Well. Let's exert attack and see what they do. If they trade, that's fine by me. If they don't trade, I think I'll just Cartouche their thing. Or Mouth. Then I can Cartouche it with the Mouth. That actually seems better. Give me a Hippo. So this won't untap. They changed that, it used to be a lot worse. The exerting was, like, kind of awful to do. Back when this program was in beta. 3-color. They can play 2/2-drops if they want. They can play a 2-drop attack and then play a 2-drop. This thing untaps lands if it hits. I'm taking the hit. No blocks, thank you very much. Of course, they're probably just untapping the cat itself, but, you know. Ooh, Champowitz. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Shit. Oh, alright, draw 2 in the yard. Kind of team-worthy. We can cycle that for 2 damage if we get a 4th land. If I fight, I probably can't attack. I could still fight down the companion and then leave back a 4/4 to block. This thing's what, 7 on the buyback? Yeah, 7 on the buyback. Okay, no attacks. I want it to live. I don't want to give them the 2 for 2. Want to draw the 4th land at this point because we got feed on this. Like feeds a draw 2, could be more because these all are things that can draw. I also want to draw 4th land so I can Neff Crop and Initiate's Companion. Our opponent's gonna be like making plays or days. I assume this is probably just eating a removal spell, maybe a pacifism. That'd be a pretty reasonable play. Would be a pacifism on that. I think it would probably be improved by a naturalize instead of the 2. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and attack. I'll leave up Deem Worthy if we need to, like, catch a trick or something. We can exert this, then it can't be blocked by 2 or less. So this is a 7 attack. And, like, we're setting up a pretty good... Wow! That's a piece of garbage! Damn! Ouch! Alright. Well, there goes our, best creature by a mile. Still can't block. I'm just gonna commit down some, some 2s. My worry here is that it doesn't come back. My worry here is that this is a deck that's gonna contain some haymakers, because, like, right here we see ramp, we see card draw, we see removal. At some point they're gonna just play a creature that's too big for our current board. And there it is. We have a lot of trouble dealing with creatures that are just that big. Let's just play this Hooded Brawler, I guess. Next turn we might be able to get some attacks in. Spring an instant, spring is an instant. Alright, no attacks. Hooded Brawler becomes a 5/4 on it. Yeah, our deck has a lot of problems with 4 toughness. That's the number. We have a lot of 3s. This becomes a 3/3, this becomes a 3/3, and this is a little bigger. Okay, they're not missing the land drops, but they are missing double blue. The blue almost feels like a splash, but like it's clearly their main color. You know, like they only have 1 blue land. Alright, so let's check out what the grave says when they're strategic planning here. This is top 3, 1 to hand, 2 to grave. Sure, alright, camel. Wow, alright. If they didn't pick the camel, that's actually interesting. Also, they're attacking, so they think they're in an aggressive spot? I disagree. Like, what are you doing here? Do you have a, you don't have a Wrath. What do you have? You clearly have something. Like, that attack doesn't make any sense because of how aggressive I'm gonna be next turn. On-crop champ, sure. Hey, I can kill that in attack. Yeah, I can kill that in attack pretty heftily. This was a flashback on 7, which they could do if they have another blue. They need another blue for that and another blue for that. Probably just tank out the on-crop champ and just move in. Maybe I can get the survive to actually get rid of some of their aftermath stuff. That would actually be pretty good. So, struggle, kill that. Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that's a pain in the goddamn ass. Alright. So they're gonna trade with Initiate's Companion. So they took like an eternity to bring this like around to MTGA again, and then like the interface still doesn't like, if it prompts me if I say the all attack, I'd like that, but worry about, oh, that! Ooh, that's probably getting my cycle Deem-worthy. I do not want my opponent gaining 4 life right now. Absolute last thing I want them to do. Yeah, let's just get that off the table, please. It's a cycle, so you can't counter it if you got a counter spell. Alright. Okay. Don't want them to... Again, a blue source would be really bad here. Ooh, that's actually pretty bad, too. I don't like them gaining life and having another evasive threat. Okay, leaving things back. That's good. I probably want to actually survive and then... Stalwart? Or Stalwart? Is this an instant? I kind of want to cast this. I don't want them... If they draw a blue and they flash that back, things get really bad really quick. Yeah, let's go with that. So let's go... Survive... Stalwart. No attacks. And then, like, they might attack with, like, this 3-3 and try to push a clock at me. Okay, cycling, sure. This set has some sweepers, by the way. Oh, that's actually really bad. That ups the clock pretty considerably. Now they can go 4 and then 4-3 and kill me. Yeah, and they realize it too, right? Yeah, and I can't even open fire to save us now. Yeah, Duston's a sweeper. I think Hour's in there. I think they reprinted Wrath. It's not the Invocation Wrath, though. I think it's a different art. There's like it's not actually Invocations they reprinted. That's what bothers me. They reprinted a bunch of random cards, like Collected Company. That's not an Invocation. That's not anything. Alright, well, the only way we're getting this one is all out, and we can kill them if they don't block, which isn't happening. But we can kill their Drake, which buys us a turn, which isn't enough. Yeah, this is quite bad. And then, like, what do I need to top deck? Oh, what am I? -3/-3 to a flyer. That'd be really good. God, if I could draw either of those, this would be out it here. Okay, put them to 8. They've got us on the clock. I need to draw -3/-3 to a flyer to not die. That's fine. That's not it. Damn. Like, I guess I shouldn't have gone... It sucks, because, like, I think the answer is then I shouldn't have gone for the shuffle away and left up my kill spell for this, but, like, if they actually play a blue source and blue looks like one of their main colors, like, I lost that game on the spot to the resolution of the 4/4 from the grave. So... Oh, well. What this tells me, though... What this tells me is that these stinging shots... A+, just need to draw them. Don't know how I like Manglehorn, though. That card just does not seem like it does enough. It's just so small. And artifacts aren't a big thing here. I might just want the Brute Strength to, like, try to keep pushing through. We'll try that. I think we're at maximum cat. Yeah, I mean, I could cheat, I suppose, but... Solemnity. That's the one that was like counters can't be placed, so you play with 9 lives, right? That's the deck with that card. That was like printed as like a way too late attempt to answer energy. Sure, this looks fine. 2 open fires and a curve. I like that. I like 2 open fires and a curve. Okay. Removal 4 days. Literal infinite removal 4 days. Okay, that's gonna suck. If our opponent actually has cartouches to go with that, that's the worst. This Edict started seeing play in Pioneer in Yorion decks. Okay, we're gonna have to leave up a lot of removal stuff just to make sure that we don't get hit by a cartouche. Just an attack here is fine. Alright, so let's tap a creature when a zombie comes into play. If they go for a cartouche on it, I just kill it. Okay. Okay, this can't blow. Oh, I have Menace anyway. So I'm just gonna keep attacking for 2. You survive. We want to get rid of stuff in our opponent's yard. I'm dead scared of this because we have no backup creature. That's why I'm playing very passively right now. Yes, I'll take 3. Play a 3/3 flyer. Sure. Like, I do not want to have a cartouche fall down on me. Okay. This clock sucks. That's fine. Yeah. The white cartouche I remember being quite good. I'm gonna use an open fire mid-combat here. Hey, no. Get out of here. Hell no, I'm not taking 9. You kidding me? What was that? When a zombie comes into play, white to pick it up? Sure. That's fine. Okay, this is looking nice. Okay, we're in a decent position. I might want to cast that Survive to get that out of the grave. I can kill my opponent next turn. Yeah, I don't care about that pickup. That's fine. Hey! Get the fuck out of here! Boo! Oh god, I was ready for this and it didn't matter! No! Alright, what the hell's the keyword this gives? Vigilance? Right? It's a vigilant thing? Wait, no. Right! This is the one that gives first strike and is a vigilant token. For some reason. You got it, boss. Well, all my well-laid plans and I lose this one. That feels pretty awful. Yeah. We're just out. How do I win this? What am I drawing that wins this? Well, there's not a whole lot of reason to rare draft on MTGA in the sense that, like, a rare is a rare is a rare. They're not, they're not like different costs or anything. It's not like Pact of Negation's a $25 card or anything like that. How am I winning? How am I winning this? I can't play defense. Draw a fight spell? I think they kill me next turn. Like, draw and open fire? Probably draw and open fire? If I draw and open fire, which I just shuffled 2 back in. No, they have 2 blockers. They'll just block. They won't let that happen.
So what defines Amonkhet Remastered?
Amonkhet Remastered is taking Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, removing about a quarter of the cards, adding in a bunch of random cards, and then calling it a day.
So when you say random, you mean just it doesn't... It's not, like, particularly well curated or anything?
No, when I say random, I mean collected companies in the set. You know, just, I don't know.
Okay.
I literally mean random. Like, I don't know, Thoughtseize is in here. Anger of the Gods is in here. At first it was like, oh, they're picking some of the invocations to put in here? And the answer is no, they're just picking cards at random. And by random, I mean, there's obviously, you know, thought put behind it, but...
But I'm going to assume that the level of... Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, the thought behind it is probably at least reasonably shallow.
It's cards we wanted in Historic.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Gotcha. And they put them into Amonkhet because that's just the one that they chose.
Yeah, it's weird because Amonkhet existed on Arena. Like, you literally could draft Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation.
In fact, wasn't it Amonkhet was like the first?
Indeed.
Like full draft one that they could do? Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. It was the first, it sucked because the robots were very bad, but, it still was the first thing you could draft before, Ixalan, which is the one that I think everybody, like, that was the one that most of the time in the beta was spent on, was Ixalan. Yeah, Black White Zombies was literally the only thing you could do in Amonkhet, because, in Amonkhet back then and with the robots, because none of the robots understood what synergy was.
Right, okay.
So they would value, there's a 2/2 zombie our opponent just had in play that's like, whenever you play a zombie, tap target creature, or artifact, I think. And, like, the robots would not value that ability at all. Like, well, that never triggers. It's like, well, if you pick all the zombies, it does. And it lets you be very aggressive.
There's a lot of zombies in Amonkhet. I don't know if anyone knew this, but there are. You know?
Alright, I'm gonna
Including some really weird ones.
try this. I don't like having a double red card in this opener, but I like the curve we've got. Initiate's Companion with some exert creatures could get going pretty well. Alright, we do find a red here. But yeah, the set itself confuses me because it's like a very, very large amount of like cards that well, like why are there's so many cards cut that are just kind of confusing to me. Like, there's a whole cycle of eternalized rares from Hour of Devastation that just the entire cycle's gone.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's like just the entire cycle. It's just gone. And like the cat, that's part of that cycle. Pretty reasonable card. Like, that wasn't like that's a card that, like, it's not like, oh, well, this is really underpowered. It's like, no, this is actually some pretty good stuff. I don't know. Trade off here, play Hooded Brawler, and then next turn we can deem worthy, kill the Gust Walker. Nope, that's a Ramanap Ruins. Check out that banned card. Ooh, and a Pacifism. Okay. Do I still feel like the Deem Worthy's better, or just want to get 2 bodies on the board? I think 2 bodies are going to be a little better here.
Ramanap Ruins is kind of an interesting card from a like a metagame perspective. In it really kind of tests exactly how willing are people willing to like play cards that have repeatable life drain, or rather life loss on them.
Yeah.
Just being on board that is otherwise uninteractable. Because Ramen Up Ruins' cost is large. You have to have. Oh, okay. There were ways to get the deserts back, if I remember right, at the time, so you could just cycle the ones you had. But it is 4 mana and sacrifice a land. You know, a specific kind of land.
Right, but the thing that makes it so powerful is that it's 4 mana, and you just kind of roll with it. Like it. Oh boy, this is actually some pretty scary stuff they've got going on here. It's 4 mana and a land, but that's not a card cost. So if you're like in a red
yeah,
deck,
the opportunity cost of actually playing Ramen Up Ruins is literally nothing.
Yeah.
You don't care about paying that life to add the red if you have to either. You're playing red. You
Right.
know?
Alright, I probably...
It's just interesting that if you were to ask what card Ramen Up Red was based around, most of the time the answer of like what a red deck is based around is not going to be a land that I can sack to do 2 damage to your opponent.
Right. Alright, so I'm playing a little bit defensively here because I actually feel like I've got the card advantage to be able to do so. Like right now, my hand is just all removal spells, and being able to, like, knock out some of their more aggressive lines here. You know, I'm gonna, like, cycle this D-Worthy. This is sorcery speed, right? Yeah, sorcery speed. Yeah, I have to worry about the fact that our opponent does have a Ramen Up Ruins in play. That's... So that I wanna take out the Gust Walker. That's their evasive creature right now. They've also got a reasonable threat in... Oh boy, that's a lot of removal they've got going on. Okay. Plus side, it gives them, like, sack, gain 2, so, like, I can get out of this by just, like, I won't be pinged out of this, as it were. Okay, well, found the target for my puncturing blow. This thing has a pretty hefty eternalized cost.
4 and discard, huh?
Yeah,
right.
but it comes back as a 4/4, and this is an exile piece of removal, so... Get that off the table. Hopefully we just get to Sandworm and the game ends there. It kind of looks like the plan here. Huh. FTK, huh? Alright. So I want them to sack their Sheffet Dunes here. Or use the Sheffet Dunes to +1/+1 their team. I can respond with open fire on the Sand Strangler. And then from there, hopefully we can... Alright, so let's go ahead and kill the Sand Strangler. Can we afford to go to 3? I think we can.
If they play a mountain, you'd be dead over the course of 2 turns.
Yeah, well, again, I can sacrifice the Hooded Brawler to gain 2 life. So that's not immediately going to kill me. Okay,
Alright, fair enough.
Fan Bearer is a tapper. I can probably just take that out with this. Yeah, my hope is that they start sacking their lands. Doing that, because that would be a little more... Okay, there's the red. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to 5, which means we're not dying to their current loadout. There we go. That's a card that can win a long game. Just has 5 deal 2.
And is a 4/3 as well.
Yeah.
If you get that to Ketch's Avenger out of the way, you can just punch him. And you can still activate it after punching.
Yep.
That's actually a really good activation on that.
Yes. Alright, so we're at 3. They sacked their first desert for 2 damage. Here comes the Avenger, which we're going to have to throw a body under, because it's lethal. Interesting. So that's a 2/1 with target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. So, so it can't make itself unblockable. But it is itself, like, making what looks like a lethal threat. Okay, Avenger comes back next turn. I want this Pathmaker off the table, so... Good God, our opponent just does not know how to draw dead here.
Oh yeah, they actually have played the only lands that they, you know, have in their deck this time. They just drew incredibly well early on.
Yeah,
That's why they're playing sack lands.
yeah. So I think I need to take out Oketra's Avenger with this struggle here. The problem is Firebrand Archer is like whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it pings for 1. So I have to leave this back to block for the moment. Really want them to just draw a land here. Like, I need 1 turn off for just a second. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's see if that's fine. Do they have a response to me killing their archer? No. Good.
I mean, hell, you were talking about them being a removal super heavy deck, and then here you are.
We're just as removal heavy. It's just, and I can survive the back on that is just shuffle each player's grave back in, which, you know, restock all of us. Okay, prowess, first strike when attacking. Thank goodness, there we go. Alright, so I think we're...
You know that at any point beforehand, if you had cycled away the Greater Sandworm...
Land on top.
You land on top, absolutely, every time.
So it's actually a fair attack here. I don't think they have a trick. Because if they had a trick, they would have
They would have used it ages ago.
Yeah. Alright, so here's the Sandworm. Hopefully the Sandworm finishes this one off. That's why it's in the deck.
It's a way for you to finish any game that goes longer than, like, 1 turn.
Okay. We made it. This deck didn't 0-3. Yeah, I feel like this, I feel like this deck's plan is not as powerful as I want it to be in this format. Like, I'm very heavy on 2s and 3s and, like, small removal to just push through. And I haven't been able to leverage that yet. Okay, what are we looking at here?
I vaguely remember Amonkhet being a format in which mid-range decks just kind of like beat everything else out.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
My memories of it are just like it's hard for me to gauge what I remember because I just remember like what the format actually is because I just remember how overwhelming Black White Zombies was in the robot draft.
Yeah.
Which like doesn't tell me anything about the actual format. It just tells me like sure. All right. We got creatures on curve. We got 2 tricks and a card with cycling that can also be a piece of removal. Playing the stinging shots because they're they are 1 mana, just like that flyer is dead. -3,
it's
-3.
1 mana. I want to just end that bird.
Yeah, that bird deletion. There's a couple key like 3/3 or 3/4 birds. 3 colors out of our opponent. Sure.
There's that the 3/2 bird as well that can be played for 1.
Yeah.
Bone Picker, I think is what its name was, or I don't remember its name, but
Yeah,
it's an impressive bird.
All right.
Bone Eater. All right.
Oh, I think it's Picker. I think you were right. All right. Let's push in.
Bones are involved. I know
There's
that.
bones.
I would never forget if bones were involved.
Yeah. That card is a one that's in, alright, so let me check, make sure the Nefcrop Entangler is going to tap correct. It does. Next turn, I'll get to attack with 2 3/3s. We have open fire plus a 3-power pump. Like, this is what I want the deck to do. This is, like, this sort of aggression.
Mm-hmm.
And our opponent
There's no way that it's...
is, like, actually pushing back at us, which I think is a mistake. I don't think they're the aggro.
There's no way that it's Bone Haver, because no one in their right mind would ever create a bird with bones. There's just no way someone would actually come up with that.
That's weird. I don't...
It'd be bizarre and strange and unacceptable. I distinctly remember liking Exert and how Exert played in Amonkhet, but that's like the only positive thing I remember about it. But also I don't remember that many negative things about it either. It was just a very kind of generic draft format.
Yeah. Alright. This is nice. Pushing our opponent pretty heftily here. Get him to 7. We've got 3 points of burn in the hand. Blue-green bird that looks happy in the background is River of Blood. Yeah! That's a good bird. Alright, I think we're finally cycling the stinging shot here. Because our opponent hasn't made a flyer yet. Well.
Hey, you got rid of for 2 mana.
2 mana.
You reduced the deck size of your deck by 1.
We did it. I'm actually fine with that 2 for 1 if you're willing to take it. Because I've still got, like, creatures.
I've got a suggestion for you, okay?
Uh-huh.
You're going to design a card, right?
Sure.
It's going to be an island, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's just a land. And then for 2 mana, it has basic island cycling on it. How do you think about it?
All right.
I think we've got a keeper here.
All right, all right. The island that can become the island, that can become an island.
Well, no,
that
it has
become
basic island cycling, so it can't actually grab it can't grab other instances of itself. I'm sorry.
Shit. Okay, fine. But it's in a pretty bad position here. They're going to 4, and we have the Zealot in play. which just has ping for 2.
Yeah, it's that's what we call deck thinning right there.
Yeah. Buddy, you can't attack. You're at 4. You're dead at my upkeep, like... Okay. Then they're gonna tap my Entangler, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw fire at their head.
Yeah, you're just gonna go ahead and play your 3-mana bolt.
Yeah. 3-mana bolt, I
think it's fair.
Like,
I think it's fine.
One of the things about it is that in this set, it comes near like a period where like Wizards would not print instant speed burn.
Yeah.
And so it
Amonkhet was like the first time in a while that they actually printed not only just that, but also a couple of other spells as well.
Yeah, specifically when I say instant speed burn, I do not mean instant speed like burn to
You mean
creatures.
target anything burn?
Yeah, I mean
right?
because like obviously like Kaladesh has like one of the like biggest or like small burn spells in Harnessed Lightning that can kind of kill anything, but they can't go face.
Right. You mean something versatile enough that it can target anything you'd want to target with it on the board, which is creatures, planeswalkers, and face.
Yeah.
All 3 things.
Alright, I'm keeping this because we have a couple different cycling bits, and the Trial of Strength, like Stalwart into Trial, could be quite good here. Okay, opponent is Boros Aggression. Ooh! Alright. Are you ready for Trial of Strength with a cartouche to back it? Yeah. Now that's some card advantage.
Open Fire, I think, is like the perfect limited version of Lightning Bolt. Like, for draft format, specifically.
Yeah, I would want it to have, like, slightly more text.
Like, have it just be, lightning... Have it say Scrywan on it or something,
Yeah,
right?
or like, Exile. Like, you know, like, I think it's perfect in the sense that, like, that should be the base, and then, like, whatever the set is should do it a little better.
Like, have a flavored version of it for... Like, the version that Open Fire is, that's the one that would go into core sets.
Yeah.
And then everyone after that would have, like, its own slightly different flavor of the 3-mana bolt. I got you.
Yeah. Because I think it's a good, just generic...
Baseline.
It's cancel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the... In the same way that Counterspell is slightly too strong, Cancel is actually slightly too weak. But Cancel with upside is perfectly on the level.
Yeah. Okay, we've actually put our opponent in, just, they've stopped moving. I don't want to commit the cartouche here, because they left up what looks like Open Fire to me. I think we can just commit our 3-drop. Scorching Dragonfire. That's another, like... The 3 damage to creature with some sort of upside is another one of the kind of basic... bits like that. Jaya's Greeting... These days, at least. Yeah, let's just commit... We'll leave up Stinging Shot, which is probably just going to get cycled in this matchup. But I don't want to commit... Yeah, our opponent has something. Open Fire is the most, like, obvious bit to me. I'm going to play it a little slow here. If they've got Open Fire, they'll bolt my 4-2, and then, like, hopefully Cartouche's Strength can... Because, like, if they counter Cartouche's Strength by killing what I target with it, it's hell. Like... That stops my trial from jumping back. I don't get the kill from it. Like, I lose whatever. I probably lose the, I lose the creature it's on. Everything goes very badly in that instance. So, I want to catch my opponent with, like, pants down. 3 colors. What is going on? I thought this was aggressive. 4 colors. Huh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Isn't there a 5-color card in like one of the in the second Amonkhet set? Like a one that cares about 5 colors?
There's
Like Cascading Cataracts or whatever it's called, right?
There's a land that makes all 5 colors.
Yeah, maybe they picked that up first and they decided, oh, that means I can play 5-color.
Right.
Instead of, oh man, that's a card that fixes me for the 3 colors I'm playing.
I'm gonna push in. Let's get something to happen. Maybe me having one less blocker is enough for them to, like, start combat at us? They are thinking about this. Okay. We're both, like, tensely sitting here. Like... Oh, God. Oh, boy. Okay, this opponent has, like, trumpet blasts. Multiple of them. I can tell you that with certainty now.
They're gonna play that the desert that gives counters
Yeah,
next, and
there's heck, what is it? There's like a trumpet blast with cycling in this set. They are 4-color. Just nat 4-color. Okay. Damn. Ooh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like it. Okay.
nice 0-1, idiot.
Yeah, okay, so... I might want to wait to make it a 0-1, in the sense that they have, like, 2 copies of sack a creature, destroy target creature in their, grave. I can fight down... What do I want to fight down here? Probably the Entangler? Whatever I put this cartouche on is gonna immediately become, like, the target. So I actually probably put it on Rona's Stalwart. Because that's the weakest creature I control. That way, like, I spread... I don't, like, you know, making a 5-power trampler might actually get my ass kicked here. Alright, let's go Stalwart. So this picks up the Trial. This kills their Entangler. The Trial gets us another 4-2. We make their Flyers suck. And, you know, just kind of call it good from here. Yeah, they're actually... Wow, that's a second swamp. I don't understand the... I can't tell you enough about our opponent's deck. Like...
They played 3 separate white cards off of that one plains. They have 2 swamps. They played a blue large creature. And they played a couple of red. Yeah, they're just straight 4-color.
Yeah.
At least.
Like the Drake Cycles? And a white 1-drop off their 1 plains.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually quite happy with them spending these. I want them to spend these finishes, by the way, because we have the Sandworm. Like...
You have a in-hand, you know, buster that's going to just get right through.
Yeah.
You're playing Rise of the Eldrazi right now.
Anyway, put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature with flying. I'll take 0. They could have a Drake Haven or something like that. They could have... You know, there's a couple different directions this deck could go. So we're going to make the Flyer suck, so they're going to sack the Flyer to the second finish. Again, the idea is I want them to spend all the finishes. Because I want the Sandworm to live. If all things wild ain't around for our opponent, they just nat drew this. They're just rolling. 2 cards in hand. Okay, our turn here looks pretty straightforward. I'm gonna try and push down some of their creatures. Yeah. So, like, I'm fine trading 2 for 1 here because I'm just going to replay the Trial of Strength. And getting, like, I definitely want them to just have less stuff on board, you know? Like, our hand right now is still some pretty big beat, you know, kind of beat sticks. I'm still holding actually a quite good piece of removal. Struggle is damage equal to the number of lands you control at instant speed. So, like, that can effectively answer any threat that shows up. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, this is... No, they're on some sort of, like... They picked up, like, a Pack 3 Locust God or something like that, right? Like, one of those types of decks? Okay. Now they have a Drake.
They paid 8 mana and 2 cards over the course of, 4 turns, basically, to create a 1/2 flyer.
16-turn clock.
Gotta love that 8 mana Stormcrow.
I don't know why they haven't sacked the cat. You know, the cat can come back.
That's kind of the thing the cat does.
You're not winning that race, buddy. What do you think you're doing here?
Well, no, they're gonna keep them back for blockers, right? Oh, no. What are you doing, buddy?
What are you doing here? Here's the beatdown. We're almost at Sandworm. They still have a lot of cards in hand. There's a biggie. That's actually not...
It's a biggie that dies to either of your attackers.
Hold on. Like, my mind was like, that's a first striker, right? No, that's just Crawworm.
That's just Crawworm. What's up? They just printed Crawworm in red at common and Amonkhet. It's weird.
That's cycling. I'm just gonna... like, ship in with Crocodile? If they double block,
Sure.
I can kill the Drake. If they block with the Ceradon, I don't care. That's the point.
Yeah. Why not? Go for it.
Yeah, I'm afraid of something like a god out of nowhere, right? Like, that's... Anyway.
If this dude drops the Bolus, which if I remember right is...
7.
Bolus in this set was 7 and cost, like, what, triple black and 1 red and blue?
Something
it's
like that. It's
very expensive.
They're close to it. Yeah, 4, 1 of each. Okay. They made the cat again. I just don't care about this Desert Ceradon. Even if they attack with it, I'm at 15. I don't care. I'm gonna play a 7/7 soon.
Like, they've played at least 2 spells of every color.
Yeah.
They're straight up 4 color. There's no other way around it. And they're doing this completely raw, it looks like. They are fucking, what is it? Dragon's mazing? Like, draft 4 coloring with no gates right now?
Alright, no, I'm just gonna attack with a 4-2. Like, here's a crocodile, you taking the damage or what? I can wait all day. The thing that scares me is that our opponent's hand is 3 cards and they haven't cast any of them.
Yeah.
But what are they waiting on?
What do you have in your hand?
Are you off double blue or double white?
Oh no, they're off double green because they also have a greater sandworm.
Green, off green.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a 3rd black, so if they have God Pharaoh, God Pharaoh's on. I can immediately shock it with Zealot, but that's probably not enough.
Nah, if I remember right, he actually starts with like 5 loyalty.
Here's a 2-2 with some text, I guess. Massive Shrug.
God Pharaoh starts with 7 loyalty. Right.
Oh, God.
He's very resilient, actually, as far as
Why
walkers
would you
go.
attack? What?
Your opponent's a genius.
If you don't produce a blocker, I'm killing you. Like... Like, I can just push for game here. Is that what they're trying to get me to do? Sure. Tap out for something that does nothing. And now I'm certain I can win.
Your opponent's a genius.
They are incredibly powerful. Like, I don't think I would have gone for the lethal attack here if they weren't tapped out, but...
But they decided to tap out for something that you were on board able to get rid of.
Yes.
You real quick play advice there. You don't play those cards unless they pay X. Unless you know they can't.
That card has cycling.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have done a whole bunch of other things with that card.
I don't think they had double blue, right?
Nah, they didn't, I think.
So
blue is one of the ones they only had one of.
Pact of Negation is another one of the random cards in this set, by the way.
Why?
Well,
okay, I know why, because they wanted an historic.
Yeah.
But it's like, Pact of Negation? Really?
It's
weird choice.
It's weird, because, like, for some of the random cards that they chose, you can see, like, oh, this was...
Anger of the Gods makes perfect sense.
Except for that Sweltering Suns is a card in this set.
Okay, never mind. Fair enough.
Like, I know it exiles, so it's, like, stronger, but... And, you know... Wrath of God fits if you flip your brain and then ignore the reason why it doesn't... Oh, hey, a flyer? Oh, I'm sorry.
Also,
Excuse me. Goodbye.
Do you want to play another one of those? We'd actually be completely fine with you playing another one of those.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Rona's Stalwart, again, because Rona's Stalwart holds the cartouche better. Like, Nerf Crop Entangler does not hold the cartouche very well.
Yeah, because they're mainly exerting when it attacks, right? So,
Yeah.
And it's already got trample.
Alright, Doom Dissenter, don't really care about that. They missed a land drop? Obelisk Spider. Alright, that thing's actually quite powerful. Could just fight it down? Oh, sweet! Its ability is combat damage.
Nice.
So it has, like, fake wither.
Yeah, I see that. Put it below. Yeah, -1 on that creature. It still does the damage, so it It would kill the Hooded Brawler, for instance, if it got blocked by it.
Yeah. Anyway, here's me attacking for 6 with Hooded Brawler.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Feeling good here. We still have another stinging shot for another one of those birds. Ooh!
That's another weird bird.
Nest of Scarabs.
Oh, yeah, that card rules. That's actually, that is one of the... I remember that card and be like, oh, that's actually really dope. Because actually, wasn't Amonkhet like the first time in a while they'd done -1/-1 counters again?
Yeah.
Or was that... Yeah.
It had been quite a while since the last time they had done -1/-1 counters.
Just because they're just not as common as the +1/+1s for a lot of different reasons. They're less beginner friendly. They are a little bit harder to keep track of, and just subtraction's a little tiny bit harder than the addition to start with. But I actually like them more in general and how they play, and most of the time the sets that they're in are neat.
Yeah. Okay. Good news. Opponent is at 3. That's the number our deck, is very good at.
There's a lot of different ways for you to do 3 damage, like every creature in your hand and board.
Yeah, every single
open
creature.
fire.
Couple.
You got a few ways.
Heck, this Rona's Stalwart gets to attack for 3 and can't be blocked by creatures 2 or less. So... Oh, here we go. Now we're making the insects.
Hey, buddy. Locust God is is blue-red, not black green.
Yeah, what if I just make more creatures with 3 power?
Yeah, it seems like a plan.
Hooded Brawler will just get there next turn, so... Attack with this thing. I want it off the board. The main reason I want that off the board is because of the Quarry Hauler, being able to put a -1/-1 counter on things. That is the 4/3 that can put a counter on things or remove a counter from things. And that would be pretty strong if they were able to make that play and then kill that and make a 1/1 with it. Anyway, I don't know. Here's 12 damage, most of it trample.
You gotta move in black green and 5 mana and 2 cards that can deal with this, or...
Alright, here's the move. Okay. They're gonna go to 1.
Okay. They do have a way to go to 1 when they have... They'll have 2 cards in hand, 1 life, nothing on board. They'll need to have something that does -1/-1 counters for you, I think, to really be able to recover from this.
Yeah.
And even then, it's
is incremental blight in this set, right?
If incremental blight is in this set, wow!
I would lose on the spot to that card, right?
Yeah. Incremental blight would literally just kill all 3 of your things and also, put 6 scarabs down for them?
I probably shouldn't have played the 3rd creature if that card's in the set, by the way. Just as a aside to good play.
Card list of Amonkhet Remastered.
I don't
Control
think it is,
F
'cause I don't remember
incremental.
it.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I don't remember it being in that set because that card is the backbreaker.
Incremental blight is... It's basically about as close as you're gonna get to casting Hex with all the targets available.
Yeah.
Destroy 6 creatures. You have to have 6 targets. That's cool and all. How about incremental blight, though?
Yeah, if you've ever played incremental blight with flourishing defenses or... Which is that scarab nest, but... oh boy, opponent on... Our senpai mulled to 5. Oh dear.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. I said it's okay. Oh, that's a rough watch right there. Anytime you watch somebody cycle a cast out, it's like you know that they know what they need to do.
Yeah, which means that they're probably reasonably good at this. But oh boy, they're in a bad situation.
All right, this does not need to exert. It can just attack for 2. And then we can go ahead and play mouth. Yeah. Let's go Hooded Brawler instead. I think they might
The
have...
brawler does more damage immediately,
I think...
and they do roughly the same amount over time.
Okay, so they had a 3 power... This thing's actually really cool. I like Nimble Obstructionist. Okay, hey, so they're trying to beat us in the air.
Yeah, that's a neat little... That's a neat counter on the cycling, you know?
Yeah.
What is the damage struggle does? Damage equal to lands?
Damage equal to lands.
It's a lot of damage for 3 mana.
Alright, I'm gonna just exert and come in for a bunch, and then we're gonna play 2 more creatures. Like, I feel like we just rush down and, like, back it up with removal. Like, we might have to kill that Obstructionist or something like that if they go, you know, just to make sure we don't die to flyers. I also don't fear a Wrath of God because, like, what? You're gonna Wrath with 4 creatures in play or something like that? Heckma's Sentinels, huh? Yeah, cycle or discard. In this set, so they have cycling as a mechanic in this set. One of the things they did with it is that they made all the cards that, like, trigger off it also trigger off discard, so that it was less of a parasitic mechanic. Like, it could work in a little more places. It never really found a home elsewhere, but it was kind of neat to have that option.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just attack. If they go for a cycle, I can struggle and kill the... Like, the Sentinels... Like, if they cycle a card, the Sentinels could go up to 3/4.
Yeah.
And then we can just get it out of the way. They could also kill us if we don't do anything and they cycle 5 cards.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. If they have a Ikoria cycling deck, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If they've decided to pick up literally every single cycling card that existed in their draft.
Alright, I'm actually gonna hold up, Struggle. Another Sentinel. Yeah, I probably just want to get the Obstructionist off the table.
They've been respectively on curve for someone who mulled 5.
Yes.
They've been drawing well.
It's been working quite well for them. Next turn, I'm going to be attacking for some pretty hefty damage. I'm actually going to cycle that Sandworm here. The Aven is a free attack. It untaps target creature, not another target creature. So, and the Heckma Sentinels is you, not player. Okay, so they're going to have to put a blocker down here. Ooh, Deem-worthy.
Deem-worthy can cycle to get rid of the Dauntless Haven, right?
Yeah.
And And that would still let you cast Mouth afterwards, or the Entangler.
Demorther cycles for 4. I would have to draw land to be able to do that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it cycled for 2.
I think it's still... Hold on. Ahem, I see what you're trying to do, Auto Tapper. Don't you dare. Okay, let's get that Aven. Getting rid of their, like, evasion here kind of blunts, like, their ability to kill us here, which is nice. You know, that's the worry, is that they're able to just, like, abracadabra up some damage in the air. Okay, and we drew a land, so...
So that's an Entangler on the board after attacks.
Yep. So, let's exert this, and... just that. Just in for 5.
You don't want to leave them the ability to suddenly get you with their pants down and just slam you with the Sentinels or something?
No, if they cycle a card with the Sentinels, it free rolls the Stalwart. Like, this will be a 3-3, and then they just have a 3-4, and it eats it.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Whereas next turn, I'll be attacking with 3 bodies, and if they free roll a block then, who cares, you know? All the bodies are lethal. This one turned around. This started at 0-2. And,
well, it happens sometimes, you know?
So thanks for jumping in.
No worries.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 1-mana cycling cards in the set, but they're all, like, single colored mana rather than Ikoria, where they're just, like, single mana.
It's just one, one generic, because...
And it's just, and so the like, cycling deck is, like, 13 lands and, like, 20 of those.
Yeah, which, that's something I'll give to Ikoria for as weird of a set as it is. It's a weird set, which means it can do weird plans like that.
Yeah.
You know? Which, that's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it might not be. It might be a completely worthless set for the metagame of the game, but you know, it's still cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good for playing around with. Oh, this is actually gonna be really nice. Let's get in again. We got a nice curve here. That Sandworm's probably just leaving. Do they have a Magma Sprite? Hey,
Same hat.
Same hat. Alright, one hand washes the other, I suppose. Yeah, the cycling deck just being, like, freely 4-color was a bit silly. Ooh, Cartuja Strength. Doesn't have first strike, right? Look at that lizard. Just
It's a weird lizard with like human arms. Though.
yeah.
Doesn't have the lizard sort of arms, or because it's like okay, lizards and humans actually do have roughly the same like layout for their arms, but those just have straight up human joints. It looks weird. Thresher Lizard looks like a dude who's just reclining, you know.
With a big old tail.
That dude, yeah, it's just he's just on his couch.
Thresher Lizard's actually quite cool as a, like, heck bent card.
Mm-hmm. One or fewer.
Yeah, 1 or fewer. The bug fix on the Rakdos mechanic.
Yeah, cause Hellbent have no cards in hand. Great, that means I don't have any tricks.
It's cool, I can't do anything?
Dang.
Thanks?
I have all of this upside on these creatures and whatnot. That none of it is worth not having any cards in hand.
Yeah. Alright.
Wasn't Grim Poppet or whatever it's called in the cube for years? The one that like you discarded when it took damage or something.
Yeah, you discarded you discarded X cards when it took damage or something like that.
Okay, Grim Poppet's a different card entirely. That's from Shadowmoor. I don't remember what I'm talking about. Oh, the name of the card.
I do know what card you're talking about. I just don't recall its name. Jagged Poppet? Yeah, that might be it. Okay, I feel like I need to cycle this.
Jagged Poppet. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
3 mana, 3/4.
So, how do you like removal? Just all of it.
I mean, I like it. It's usually a good thing.
Okay, that's all we got.
Okay, well, it could be worse. You could have nothing instead.
It's all we've got.
All right, listen. All you gotta do is run them out of cards.
Yeah.
And you'll win.
Easy.
All you gotta do is play some Gruul control really quick, okay?
Yeah,
it's easy.
Yeah. Can I draw one creature, please?
Just
yeah,
creature.
yeah. Yeah, there we go. Found it. Found the one creature. Good. Yeah, Gruul control. Yeah. Give me some of that Gruul control. Card draw and removal. There. Hey, check it out. A 6/4.
Like, when you get down to it, realistically, red and green, when put together, should theoretically be good at the things that the both cards are good at, of removal and card draw, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't Gruul be control? Just think about it.
Green with the draw, red with the kill, and then... Oh, look! Something for me to cartouche.
Teamer control is the thing in standard? Sure. That's because blue is there. That's different. We're talking about completely remove blue from the equation.
Yeah, that, like, also, like, Uro, that's, whoa, you're that's so far off this.
Yeah.
No.
Uro is a card that's defined by being blue and green. That's completely different.
Yeah,
Simic control is a long term. Everyone knows that.
You know, oddly enough, Simic control has always kind of sucked.
Yeah, no, that's actually very true. For some reason, anytime green is involved, it actually makes things worse at control.
Yeah. All right, let's get our own Entangler. Actually, no. Let's get the biggie down. Yeah, Simic is actually a color combination that has had for decades a problem
identity
with identity.
crisis, right?
Yeah. Like, it only has been, like, playable recently. You know what? You got it, boss. What's
Simic and, the weird thing is that blue-black has an extremely, very strong identity, but it also has only the one identity, which is, the opposite problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, on board right now, you are absolutely running them out of cards, and you have tons, and you still have 3 removal spells in your hand, and a creature on board.
Yep.
You're winning this game. Ah, that's a wizard
4/4?
that actually is online, yeah.
That's fine.
Struggle still kills it, so.
I think I'm gonna 2-for-1 myself on this.
Can I go ahead and block with the end brute strength?
Yeah.
If you think it's necessary to survive, then yeah.
Yeah, like right now I'm a little worried about like going to 6 there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so struggle, get that off the table. I also like if I want to refill our decks.
Survive is right there.
Yeah, I don't want to right now, but I can do it.
All right, you're playing white. You have flyers in there somewhere, right?
We've
Just
seen
go ahead
one.
and slam a flyer.
We saw this thing, this bird.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they're likely to play something that has a flyer with more than 3 toughness?
No.
You might want to cycle one of those stinging shots then.
They cycled a renewed faith. Ooh. All right. Ooh, that's a good Burning Fist Minotaur. All right,
That's a first striker, right?
Yeah, that's a first striker. God, do I actually want to shuffle everything back? Because, like, right now the problem is, like, I don't want to draw... Like, there are still 10 lands left in my 16-card deck, right?
Yeah, whereas everything in your graveyard is stuff actually you'd be fine with drawing, so...
Yeah.
You might want to play the Survive, yeah.
Alright, here we go. They get all their stuff back too, but that's fine. Our cards are better.
Hey, the proof is in the fact that when you played all of them, it's fine. It makes sense.
So they can discard a card for +2, so they can hit us for 6 here if they wanted. So I'm gonna take the hit. If they want to like spam, throw their lands away, that'd be fine. All right, what's your post count? All right, then we can cycle the Stinging Shot and hopefully draw some more.
Draw Stinging Shots because you cycled it before you did this. Survive.
Yeah!
Yeah! I didn't even see it!
Yeah.
I didn't see you did it! I love games! Video games!
All right,
The laws of chaos and nature are not on your side today.
it's good. This attack is pretty free because it's got Vigilance, sort of. And I have to block the Burning Fist Minotaur now because they can just ditch their hand and kill me. So... this is actually a lethal threat. And they know it, yeah. So when we put a cat in the way. Okay.
That's a Trampler. And there's... tragically, the re-juice did not actually prevent you from drawing the lands.
I know. Because like right now it's there's 8 left in there, so it's a 1 in 3, but we need to draw into like any of our kill spells for that Minotaur are the biggies. It's like right here.
Deem Worthy would probably be one of your best.
Yeah, that would cycle and then draw another. Anyway, that's lethal.
You're dead. Yeah, you're dead.
They just discard any card of that Minotaur. Alright, we got a 5-3 out of this one, though.
It's better than the 0-2 was.
Yeah. Look, I can only tilt the scale so much, Huzzah. You turn a 66% into a 33%. This ain't Fire Emblem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heck, if it was Fire Emblem, that jump would actually be so much huge. Because when you're on the bottom of that curve, it's very difficult.
Yeah. When you're at the bottom of that curve, it basically means you're just not going to ever hit. When you're on the top of that curve, it means, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It means it's going to always hit.
85%? Oh yeah, I'll take those odds.
That's legally, according to Fire Emblem, an 85% is actually almost near like a 96% chance to hit.
Yeah. I feel quite good about that outcome, especially with it starting as rough as it was. I was concerned we weren't gonna get out of there. Oh, hey, Elder Gargoth. One of those cards that don't do anything.
When the world was a Golgoroth? Did they printed a Golgoroth before?
I don't think so.
Is this a Gargadon situation? But, like...
Could be. There's a couple different Gargadon types. Earthshaker Kenra here is notable as the secret third ban that could have happened. Which is to say, so in the standard with Amonkhet, there was a mono red deck that was so powerful they had to ban cards out of it. Ramunap Ruins was a banned card out of it, and so was kind of famously Rampaging Ferocidon, which did nothing wrong. That card was banned for dumb reasons. The Ruins was the only ban that really changed things there. But they were concerned that banning Ramunap Ruins and Rampaging Ferocidon alone weren't going to be enough. So there was a mono red, I think they call them challenger decks. They're like these standard legal decks that like are made for kind of as a jumping on point for F&M. The mono red deck was very specifically missing Earthshaker Kenra. And I just always assumed it was because this was like next on their block as far as like if they wanted to ban something that was only played in that deck and was not named Hazaret because they were not going to ban.
They weren't going to ban one of the Amonkhet gods. Yeah. They weren't going to do that.
Crumbs Thumbs, thank you very much for the raid. We're just finishing up Magic. We're going to be switching over to Xenoblade here in just a minute. So,
was it? Which one of the gods went on to be a modern problem? Was that Scarab God?
That was the Scarab God.
Right, yeah.
It was... yeah. Oh, and Tsubasa, thank you very much for the sub. Yes, the Scarab God was the one that, warped the format around it in the sense that removal that was playable all of a sudden completely changed.
Right, because with the Scarab God, anything that destroys does nothing against the Scarab God because it just creates an internalized copy of whatever you put into in the grave.
Well, not only that, but the Scarab God itself has the text: "When this card is put into the graveyard at the end of turn, put it back to hand."
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So like, you couldn't kill it with like destroy target creature. You had to exile it. You had to remove it in some other manner. So it meant that a lot of kill spells that would normally have been very strong all of a sudden fell off the face of the earth. Yeah.
Kind of warped everything to slightly more everything had to be permanent.
Yeah.
Sort of situation where
pull up Scarab God for you. Yeah.
Now, Scarab God is a very powerful and a pretty cool card. I understand why, but it's like I feel like the upkeep trigger is the thing that
pushes it a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's just like the other. Okay, so the real power on the card is that. Honestly, it basically means you have perfect draws eventually.
Yes.
And it's an functionally indestructible 5/5 that everything that dies is now yours as well. Especially if you have something like what is it? The card that removes 2 cost off of the of activations. I don't know if that was actually played in that deck or anything. It probably wasn't.
It was not. Because usually at the point where he resolved Scarab God, it was like Scarab God with activation up or Scarab God, and like these also were hell to fight in Limited as well. That's why I was.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that especially. All of the undead gods that came back every turn were they were enormous.
So
bombs.
The other two you're probably not familiar with if you didn't play with them were the Scorpion God. These were from Hour of Devastation.
Yeah.
So the first set of gods from Amonkhet were like Hazaret and Friends. Hazaret being the one that was the best, but like you had Bantu, you had
Ronus,
Kefnit.
Ronus was also very strong and limited, if I remember right.
Yeah, and Oketra was also quite good as well. It was like mobilization on a double striker. Where's Ronus at? Ronus sees play in Constructed. I've seen it in like Pioneer historic decks or Pioneer decks because it's something that's very easy to turn on. Steel Leaf Champion or something like that immediately puts it on. It's very hard to deal with. But yeah, so the Scorpion God, like you draw cards when creatures with -1/-1 counters die, and it can put -1/-1 counters on creatures. And that's it. That's the entirety of the text. And then the return.
He was the weakest one, but the thing is, of these three, but even still, with that in mind, he still drew cards. He still put counters on things repeatedly. He was on board removal, and he was unkillable functionally.
Yeah. Scarab God, probably less of a giant outlier compared to 20. Yeah, certainly. And then Locust God was actually quite good.
Locust God is, I think, the one that's most interestingly balanced.
Well, the thing is, Scarab God and Scorpion God are both 5. Locust God is 6 and a smaller body, which makes it a little more...
It's also really, really, really good at just going super, super wide with haste. So
Yeah, and there's a lot of different directions you can build with it, which makes it really interesting. Because all it cares about is draw. So you can build, like in limited, cycling. You're just a heavy cycling deck. Or, you're doing some sort of looting thing, like its effect on it. Generally you can do draw discards cheaper than you do draw. Or maybe you just play Locust God with, like, Niv, or Locust God with, I don't know, Rhystic Study on the board because you're playing EDH.
Yeah, and Locust God is a EDH All-Star.
Yes.
At this point, he is a popular commander at this point.
Yes.
Because what does he do? Oh, he cares that you draw a lot of cards. Wait, what do you do in Commander? You basically just do nothing for like 6 turns and then draw 50 cards.
Yeah, right. You just draw as many cards as you can forever.
Yeah.
So, and this was the bolus we were talking about there. God Pharaoh.
Very tough to take out, starting with 7 and having very reasonable pluses.
Yeah, not very good at dealing with a board though.
No.
This one is much weaker at, like, it's incredibly strong at parity. Like,
Yeah.
if you play it and you're at parity, it goes to +9 and it's, like, not dying. But, like, if you're in a position where, like, Bolus is threatened by what's on the board, Bolus is -4 is, kill a thing, but that leaves Bolus at -3, and it can't be repeated. Whereas, like, if we're looking at, which is similar with Bolus Dragon God, but Bolus Dragon God costs a lot less and can do some theft, you can do some silly shit with this one.
Yeah, also, the top ability there is really stupid.
Yeah, the draw and, like, the basically +1, -1, right? Like, +1 you, -1 them, and
It's a lot of swing in a +1, Yeah. It's a lot of swing in a +1.
So yeah, that's Amonkhet Remastered. I might come back to this once more just to give it another run through because it is still a, like, it's a limited format I don't know well enough, which makes me want to play more of it.
Limited format I know basically nothing about, so
I am still just sort of baffled that it's not Amonkhet. Like, why is it one set with Thoughtseize and Wrath of God and, what was the other? Collected Company is the one that's like, come on.
Collected Company, of all cards to be put... People really want a Collected Company in Historic?
I mean, it obviously immediately, like, goes into that format, right? Like, that's,
it makes sense, but also it's... Wasn't Collected Company, like, for a while, like, one of the most despised cards in the game?
Easily.
Yeah.
When you look at list of, like, if you look at a list of cards that should have been banned but were not,
Collected Company's, like, tippity top of that.
Wizards has said multiple times, we fucked up by not banning this card. Like, not banning this card was a hella mistake that we made for 2 years. Like, or year and a half. So... Yeah, so, like, there's Collected Company, Hornet Queen.
Right, Hornet Queen, which, is a strange card that it exists.
Yep,
this card that is very clearly green, everybody.
There's this weird thing with Magic where... you have the idea of a color pie, right? Like, you have the idea of, like, green is bad at flying, white is bad at big creature, blue is bad at small creature. But those aren't, like, hard rules.
They're not. Yeah, there's always exceptions to them, and Hornet Queen is maybe the most emblematic version of that exception.
Yeah.
Because, okay, all of the things that green is bad at, all of them. That's what Hornet Queen is. Hornet Queen is I'm a black card, actually, but here we are. I'm green for some reason.
Yep. It's green because this was like Hornet Sting, and they were doing some weird stuff in there. It
got very, very, very weird in development, I think, if I remember right. Because, like, back in design, I don't the card didn't exist. I'm 99% sure Mara would never allow it. So it got very weird in development, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's one of those like we don't really know what this card does, then it became this.
It's also interesting because it shows that like R&D is not a monolith.
Yeah, no, definitely
Like,
not. There's definitely parts of
there's a lot of
that.
talk about like ideals of, you know, this is what color XYZ should do, but everyone has their own ideas on those, and you know,
kind of like Red cycles in and out of like how much it cares about flying. I feel like red is not the best color at flying, but at the same time, its iconic creature is a flyer.
Yeah,
so
a big dragon.
Yeah, so it really strongly depends on the set how good or bad it is at it. Because like it was good at it in in Dragons of Tarkir, when they pointed, you know, red cards in the one where there's a shitload of dragons.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and then the card in here that is the one that's going to be, I think, the most impactful for the format. Hey. My name's Thoughtseize.
Yeah, Thoughtseize.
I am, like... Historic isn't a powerful enough format to not have Thoughtseize be super powerful.
Yeah. Thoughtseize is the... Thoughtseize is the problem version of these cards, you know? Because it's with Duress and whatever the other one's name is. I don't remember it because it's not as strong. It's like those have specific targets. Thoughtseize really doesn't. It just has you lose life, and that's always too strong.
It's funny because there's even a deck in Modern that, like, that's an upside. It's like, oh yeah, please. Fetch, shock, Thoughtseize, put myself at 15, fetch, shock, Thoughtseize, play a 3/3
Oh wait,
Death Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me?
Gotta love Death Shadow. Sub 13, I'm basically gonna win.
Yeah. Death Shadow owns, though. I love Death Shadow.
No, Death Shadow kicks ass. Death Shadow is a cool card.
Death Shadow rules so much.
Yeah, it's one of those decks that it has the design space that it does because they have had the 20+ years of Black doing this to itself, and that's cool, you know?
Right, Hatred was one of Black's like most known cards way back in the day because it's like, I attack, Dark Writ, Hatred, you die, I go to 1. Like, and so that sort of thing is been real. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Amonkhet, we'll do some more of that. Maybe we'll find ourselves some Thoughtseizes in Limited, who knows. But I'm gonna switch over to Xenoblade here. So yeah, Doc, thanks for joining.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and flicker things around. We'll be back in just a minute and swap over to Xenoblade. We're just doing some side questing again. I want to start filling out skill trees for characters. So, see you in a couple minutes.